Hi, my name is Nidhi Vadhera. I'm a sales coach, author, business consultant, and today I'm going to answer one of the top questions on your mind, which is how to get funding for your startup. A lot of people ask me, Nidhi, how do I raise money? I have a great business idea that's going to completely transform the world, but the only thing stopping me is money. So how do I get financial backing? How should I present my ideas to the investor? How should I frame my presentation in such a way that it is impactful, or how should I communicate? Now, these are some of the common questions related to startup funding. And if you have been thinking the same, then today's video is especially for you. Startup funding, if you ask me, can be a little confusing, especially for those of you who do have a business idea, but you haven't done your homework. But don't worry, the good thing is that you are willing to learn, and that is what matters the most. And I have tried my best to simplify this piece of information, make it as easy to understand as possible. See, before you start looking for an investor, it is very, very important to understand that startup funding is not just about getting money from your investors. There are so many more aspects involved, which if not spoken about, can bring your business enthusiasm down, or the worst, it can kill your entrepreneurial spirit completely, and you don't want that. That is why in this video I want to discuss with you some questions that you must answer for yourself, okay, not for anybody else, prior to raising money. But before I share this information with you, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do it right now, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you do not miss out on the business videos that I have lined up for you. Also, if you have any comments for me, you have any questions for me, do put them down in the comment section below. So without wasting any time, let's get started with the list of questions that you must answer before raising funds for your startup. And the first question I have for you is, do you really need funding for your startup? Like, truly, do you need an investor? Now here you need to evaluate your business idea and have a clear understanding of the scale of your business. If you have a small business, that you can pretty much manage with your own money, then think about whether you actually need an investor or not. Because the moment there is an investor in the picture, your share and your say in the business will get diluted. So do you really want that to happen? Question number 2, if you have a big business idea, okay, and let's pessimistically assume that you're not able to find any investor, you're not able to raise any money for that idea, then how are you going to make your business idea work? Because I have heard so many people say that if I don't get money, I won't be able to pull off this business idea. If there is no money, it is going to fail. So do you have a plan B, is my question. In case you do not get money from anywhere else, if nobody under the sky is willing to put money in your business, then how are you going to make your idea work? And by the way, if you can answer this question, your investors are going to be really happy, because they know you are somebody who believes in the idea so much that you're willing to go all out to make this idea work. And that is why they will have more confidence in investing their money with you. The third question is, how are you going to use the money? Now, when people seek money for their startup, they mostly focus on the power of the idea without thinking about how they are going to grow that money through their business idea. For a moment, put yourself in the investor's shoes, okay? If tomorrow somebody asks you for money for their startup and they haven't even thought about how they're going to grow your money, how would you feel? Would you even be comfortable giving your money to somebody who has no idea about what they are going to do with your money? How are they going to use it? I have seen seasoned salespeople pitching, okay, and impressively, they have multiple plans of using the investors' money depending on the kind of investment they get. So do you have an idea of what you're going to do with the investors' money? Do you have any plan? The fourth question that is personally very important to me is, who is your ideal investor? Now let's say that you find a perfect investor. So can you describe that person? Are you only looking for money from your investor, or are you looking for somebody who's involved and who can, share certain set of responsibilities with you? Or do you want someone who can mentor you and help you scale up your business? Or are you looking for somebody who's, very well connected and can help you form more connections? So who is your ideal investor? Another important question is, what is your ultimate vision? So are you willing to expand your business and lose the control of your business, or are you looking to keep the control entirely in your hand? See, one thing you must clearly understand is that when you ask somebody for money, when you look for an investor, it is not just the money, okay? There's a lot that comes with that money. Investors are serious business people. So tomorrow, if you face a challenge, if you face a loss, they will not tell you that it's okay, you lost the money, oh, but you're such a nice person, don't worry. Keep in mind that in business scenarios, you deal with sharks, okay? They have no interest and time for how you are doing and how your family is doing. All they care about is the money they gave you. How are you going to multiply their money in the next few years and at what rate? It's always a very high pressure situation, okay? So if you don't want that, if you want full control, you have to rethink about going ahead and raising money. Point number 6, are you comfortable with accountability? Now what I mean by this is that for the entrepreneurs, it is not an easy thing to take orders from others, you know it. But when you have somebody else's money involved, your investors are going to question you and they would expect willingness from your side to answer their questions without any resistance. See, why I'm bringing this up is because there is nothing more stressful than a tense relationship between the investor, the entrepreneur and the team members. And once the relationship is unhealthy, there are so many ways in which your investors can make your life a living hell. So can you deal with accountability? Number 7, have you done your homework properly? Have you spent enough time in researching about the industry that you're going to get associated with? Now, a lot of startups, they have a misconception that their idea is unique. Nobody has ever implemented it. In fact, they're the first ones to come up with that idea in their particular industry. Now, in such a case, when your investors go back and they do their research and they find out that there are dozens of others doing it already, and you say, oh, I had no idea, your investors will stop relying on you for whatever you tell them. Now, instead of that, if you tell your investors that I have this business idea, but there are a couple of people already doing it, they will feel, wow, this person has done, the homework, and that would build trust. So, have you done your homework properly? The next point is, how unique is your business idea? And if it is not unique, what is your main differentiator? So please answer this question. Do not assume that your investors are looking for unique ideas only, or they are looking for a perfect answer for how your business idea is largely different from a similar business idea that exists in the market, or how your OYO is exceptionally different from somebody else's Airbnb. But they do expect you to show them some sellable differentiator that only you have compared to your direct competitors. So have you thought about what makes you stand out? Question number 9, and this is critical both from investors as well as entrepreneur standpoint, and that is, have you done your maths? Have you put the right valuation for your company? If you say my company is worth 10 crores and I'm seeking 5 crore funding, and in return I will give you 40% stake in my company, then the maths does not match. First of all, how did you come up with a 10 CR valuation for your company? Be very, very clear on that. And secondly, do not fear the calculation, okay? It is no rocket science. If the total valuation of your company, let's say, is 4 units and you want your investors to put 1 unit, then the total valuation of your company becomes 5 units. Therefore, the investor's share is 1/5, not 1/4. So your investor's share after they give you money is 20%, not 25%. Your maths needs to be correct. When your maths is in place, your investors know that they are dealing with somebody who can handle their money very well. And last but not the least, what are your ultimate plans for your company? Are you building a company to sell it someday, or you are building a company to keep it forever? Now, a lot of people build companies to sell it after a point, but that's perfectly okay. But as an investor, I would surely be interested to know my exit point. So when you reach out to an angel investor or you reach out to a venture capitalist, have a very clear plan of what you want to do with your company eventually. Would you sell it or not? Now, let me tell you that each investor thinks differently. Some people want to be a part of startup that are there to stay, that have a long haul, companies that envision to add value to the consumers, they want to add value to the market, while others keep their eyes on companies that are built to sell. So before you burn out yourself thinking how to find an investor for your startup, answer these 10 questions to have more clarity about what is it that you ultimately want. Do not be that person who's willing to dilute their say and stake in the company without doing proper homework. Your startup is your baby, and so you must be the one deciding its fate. And after you finish watching this video, sit down with a pen and paper and answer these questions, okay? Answer all the 10 questions. Once you are done, discuss your answers with a few reliable, knowledgeable people who you think can help you see the aspects that probably you missed out on. These 10 questions will undoubtedly bring a lot of clarity to your startup plan. And then in the next video, I will tell you how to raise funding for your startup. So this brings us to the end of today's video. If you like this video, subscribe to this channel and share this video with your family, with your friends, share it in your WhatsApp groups, your Facebook groups. You never know, your one share can actually change somebody's life. And on that note, it's time for me to go. I will see you next week. Until then, love your numbers, work hard for your dreams, and always, always remember, it won't work out till you start having fun. See you soon.